Sir, you said so many times that you were never going to support your former deputy, Atiku Abubakar, for presidency. You accused him of being a corrupt man. But suddenly, now he's your candidate, he's the person you're pushing for presidency. What changed?
Well, a Nigerian must understand it. I expect it and explain it. There are two things first that I want to say. Atiku is not a messiah. He's not a saint. And fortunately, he has not claimed to be. He has not claimed a fake sanctimoniousness. All right? He came here, he acknowledged and showed remorse. He acknowledged his past misdeed and showed remorse. And all the things that I said about him still remain. I said them. And nobody has come to controvert them. But I am a believer and a Christian as such. And the teaching of God in my own religion is forgive so that you can be forgiven. In fact, it goes further that if you do not forgive, you have no right to ask to expect God's forgiveness. And I'm a sinner. So I want God to forgive me my sins. So if anybody who has offended me comes to ask with a contrite heart, with remorse for forgiveness, I must forgive him. That's number one. Number two, the choice that we have for immediate in the Nigerian situation today, and immediate is 2019, is between the candidate of party APC and the candidate of party PDP. The other minor parties will line behind or not sufficiently relevant. So if APC put down Buhari and PDP put down Atiku, and from what I know of Buhari and what you know, what he has done, what he has shown is utter incompetence, his nepotism, his condonation of evil and misconduct, including corruption. And Atiku, the weakness of the body, the mind, and the totality of Buhari compared with Atiku, I believe Atiku will perform 2 times better than Buhari. Look at Boko Haram security. Boko Haram is worse today than it has ever been. They have now been joined by what they call Islamic States of West African Province, ISWAP. So they are now linked with external forces. And this is Boko Haram itself have been encouraged by the ransom paid, which they denied. The government denies it, but it's known that they paid millions of dollars.
Are you saying that at no time did your government do that?
No. Well, you have forgotten. Maybe you are too young to know. No, I didn't have the problem of Boko Haram. And when I went to Maiduguri and to try and find out what is Boko Haram, they even said they will have two minds. Should they kill me or should they leave me alone? And later on, they agreed that they should not kill me because when they were there, when I was there, I was going with my job. They were going with their own job. And I didn't disturb them.
Now, with benefit of hindsight, is there something that you regret today about your presidency? Was there something that you did then that you probably would have done differently?
Me? I did everything that I should do the way I should do them.
But what about Odi? The invasion of a village in Odi where the whole village was wiped out?
Of course, if I have soldiers and police who are the instrument by which I should maintain security, and I sent police and they were killed, and I sent soldiers and they were killed, what do you expect me to do? If you were in my position, what will you do? You will fold your arms? You answer me, my dear brother.
Definitely not.
Okay. Okay. So I didn't even say anything other than the officer in charge. I said, look, what happened? Come and report to me. He said he was going to, I think 4 or 5 of his soldiers were ambushed and killed. I said, in a normal conventional war, if I lose 5 soldiers, the enemy will know that something has happened. So what happened? Then he looked at me. And then I asked the second time, I said, what happened? Then he saluted, he said, I know, sir. So he went away. That's all.
But do you regret the killing of women and children in that invasion?
I feel bad by any soldier, of any individual being killed. I feel bad. But don't forget I have other responsibilities.
The war against corruption in Nigeria was started during your administration. If you were to compare what it is now and what it was during your administration, what would you say?
I would say now we get more of smoke and heat, not fire. We don't get fire. We get smoke. Because don't forget that the instrument they are using now are instruments that were established by me. ICPC, EFCC. And we looked, when I established EFCC, I've said this, ICPC rather, when I established ICPC, I headhunted. And out of about 10 people that 7 set their sight on Justice Akambi. And Justice Akambi was picked. When I established EFCC2, I headhunted. And Nuhu Ribadu, what we should be asking is, are we having the same standard today? We hear noise. I think people need to know what they are doing, that we should not cover up everything with propaganda. I think today we have more propaganda than the work. And then today you are also dealing not really honestly with integrity, dealing with fighting corruption. You are using it to hunt and maul down your opponents, your critics. That was not what it is meant for. Now you can steal the whole of Nigeria, and if you belong to APC, you are safe. But you can still 10 naira, if you criticize Buhari and his government, even when you stole that 10 naira 15 years ago, they will come and say, look, this the 10 naira. Well, you have seen that. That is not what EFCC is meant for. That's not what ICPC is meant for. That's not even what police is meant for. You see, all these institutions that are meant for the running of good governance, of making Nigeria wholesome, are being abused and misused just to perpetuate Buhari in government. That cannot be the way to go. So you are not fighting corruption. You are, if anything, aiding corruption. Because corruption is not only stealing money. Nepotism is a form of corruption. Saying what is right and doing and turning your eyes is corruption. Seeing what must be changed and not changing it is corruption. So if you say, oh yes, and what we are having now is we are even we are making corruption becoming, you are having government synergizing with corruption.